How you doing, folks? Slight change of, I suppose, topic today. We're going to trains today. I have a thing about steam trains and all this kind of stuff. I'm here just outside Cahirciveens, actually just below Cahirciveens, I suppose. And this was, at one time, we'll turn the camera here now as well, that's the old army barracks. There's a bit of a story with that as well. I'll tell you that in a minute. But this is some of the old railway. This is what it was. It was a branch line from Farden 4, which is just outside Tralee in County Kerry, down to Cahirciveens, which we're in at the moment. And then another little line ran from Cahirciveens down to what they call Renard Pier, where they brought in the fish. Like, this railway would have exported fish, timber, I suppose people. And if you think about it, the people that would have went out over this bridge, way down over there, down for Tralee, the last thing they would have seen was probably that barracks, which I'll tell you a small story about it in a minute. But we're just walking along here now. But we're just, like, you can see it here, there's a massive current. That's the railway bridge. And we'll just go up here along what would have been the track at one stage, and we'll get a better view of it. Okay, we're here, we're walking along what would have been the old track. I'll try and keep the phone as steady as I can. This barracks here in front of us, this is the British Army barracks in Cahirciveens in County Kerry. Now, you might say it looks like something that should have been built over in India, but yes, it was supposed to be built in India. There's two stories that go with it. One story is that they got the plans mixed up, and the plans for the barracks that was to be built in Cahirciveens ended up in India, and the plans for the barracks to be built in India ended up in Cahirciveens. That's one story. The second story has the man that was to be living in this barracks. His daughter wanted to go to India to live in India, but he decided he'd build an Indian style kind of barracks here instead. Now, which one of them you want to believe? I think the first one is a better story. They got the plans mixed up. So for today, we're going to go with the first story. Now here, just if any of you didn't know, Cahirciveens, this is just down by the church in Cahirciveens. What's the name of the church? The church is the Daniel O'Connell Memorial Church, the only church that I know of in the world that's named after a politician. Daniel O'Connell was responsible for fighting for Catholic rights in Ireland, the time when the British were under British rule here in Ireland. So we'll swing around and you can see this is the railway bridge here. Here now you can see the railway bridge again in its entirety running along. The plan at the moment is that they have started the process of turning all this into a greenway. So you go out over the railway bridge here, and it runs it all the way along down into Glyn Bay, and on from Glyn Bay into Killorglin, and Killorglin on over into Farden 4, where it's known as Farden 4 Junction. This is just a bit of an inlet where the water comes in. Over here we have Cahirciveens Harbour. At one stage there used a timber boat come in here. Used to take out timber out from Cahirciveens, but it doesn't come in no more. I know there was plans at one stage to put in some kind of I suppose a yoke for making electricity. I don't know what you call it, turbines or something in the water, because you can see it here if I zoom in under the bridge. There's a very, very strong current there coming out from under the bridge. So yeah, that's the plan. But that's the railway bridge. It's just below Cahirciveens, and we'll just turn around the camera there and we'll get another quick look at the tower and where the Cahirciveens railway station was. Alright guys, we're just here. We're after crossing. We started over here at the bridge, walked back. This is your Indian barracks. Here is where the railway yard would have been, all the way back along here. This was the railway yard. Behind here was the port, just here. They would have brought in fish and whatever would have went out from here. There was sheds. I remember one time going back about 20-25 years ago, just inside the wall here there was a locomotive. If anyone can tell me where it went or what happened to it, I don't know. There was a locomotive, I think it was a diesel locomotive. It was inside there. Somebody surely knows where it is. You might see in the background there, that's the Daniel O'Connell Memorial Church. Like I said, one of the only churches in the world that's named after a politician. So back here, this is where all the station was. It did eventually go way back down to Renard, to help bring up the fish. If you don't know where Renard is, Renard, if you ever got the ferry out to Valentia Island, that's Renard Point. From there, or if you don't know where that is, Quinlan Seafoods. Their base is in Renard. Quinlan's have a brilliant fish and chip shops in Killarney, Tralee. I think they're in Killarglen as well, and maybe in Cahirciveen. So that's kind of it really. That's a look at it was the old army barracks. I think it's a museum now. So if you're in Cahirciveen, make sure to check it out. And like I said, that's the old railway bridge. It's a magnificent bridge, absolutely fabulous bridge. I've come down to see it on several occasions. The engineering that had gone into that, considering the railway closed in the 1960s. I think it was 1960 it closed, and considering the engineering that went into that maybe 100 years prior to it closing, it was just phenomenal engineering. They really did know what they were doing. Even the embankments that's built along here, the tidal embankments. And we were saying earlier in the video about the currents. See the currents here? There is a massive current running under the bridges. Like I said, there was a plan at some stage going back a couple of years ago. They were going to put in some kind of a hydro thing here to capture the ebb and the flow of the tide, to what will I say, capture the energy in it. But it never what will I call it, it never happened anyway. But it's something else for yourself if you're ever here and you do get the opportunity to visit Cahirciveen. Continue on up this road here. Above and top there's a T-junction. Turn left and it'll carry you over there there's a castle over there. There's also two very, very old medieval ring forts. They're both there as well. They're both I suppose maintained and operated by the OPW, which is the Office of Public Works, so they're free to visit. So that's kind of it, guys. We'll just run around the front and we'll get a quick view of the front of this there for you. Alright guys, you can only imagine here where the train might have pulled up. Maybe there are high platforms there for the train, I don't know, but this was all have been the train yard at one stage. And this is your barracks. This is the old army barracks in Cahirciveen. Like I said, it's now a museum. It's open to the public. So, and inside in it, you can actually see where the original plans were for the original barracks that was supposed to be built here. So that's kind of it. I hope you enjoyed this bit of a video. It's something different. It's something we don't normally do. But sure, look, we're going to do it. And I'm loving it. I hope you're loving it. And if you are, give a like, give a subscribe. And like to say, we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.